Hi guys, it's Mason here, and I wanted to apologize for not uploading in a while. I've been a little bit busy with work and stuff, so I apologize for not uploading. I'm making this video because a lot of you have kind of been wanting to know what's been going on and why I haven't been uploading. So, um, as of now, I have an Xbox, but I canceled the Xbox Live subscription because it was wanting me to pay 15 a month, and I thought it was only going to pay for like $1, and apparently I didn't read it and it said 15 a month. So I still have that Xbox, but I canceled the subscription. Um so I made a new PlayStation account, and if you guys are interested and you want to add me and you want to know more about what's going on, you can add me on my PlayStation account at MulletMace198. Um, I would truly appreciate it if you guys would subscribe to my YouTube channel, Pure Bloods Reaper Divided. It truly means a lot if you do. I'm also going to try posting like some Lego content and stuff like that as well. So if you would like to subscribe and want to know more about me, that truly means a lot. You guys just supporting me and kind of knowing like what I've been going through, because I've been getting a lot of hate over the years, growing up, and getting bullied by people because of the disability I have is not cool. And you know the sad thing is that a lot of people that I went to school with and stuff, they were bullying people too. And I never really understood like why people do that. Maybe it's just because that's the way people are, or maybe it's because that's the way people act. Um, you know, and I get it. I used to go through the same thing every day. Getting my head put in a locker and uh, got my head put in the toilet and people making fun of me. I mean, I've been bullied my whole entire life, just because of the way I am, and it's not nice. You know, you know, it used to be a place where you could go to school and you didn't have to deal with bullying, and people were just so much nicer, and now they're not. And it does suck, to be honest. But the thing is that no matter what you're going through, you still matter. You know, I mean, I was the type of kid that didn't really like socializing with people and would always like isolate myself in my room because that's just the way I was. Um, you know, and it started, when my dad passed away, when I was 15, and everything was just kind of, you know, not doing good. Um, I started getting depressed a lot and, not taking my medicine, which I take my meds now, but at the time I didn't because I just thought I was better off without taking without taking meds. And it has still hurt till this day that I don't have a real dad. And it sucks. because it's like, I know that my real dad that I had would want me to do good. And I know that, you know, in life that same stuff might happen to me. You know, um, I was diagnosed with seizures when I was about 3, and I had my first seizure, and that scared the fuck out of me. It did. Um, you know, it really messes with you a lot, like when you have someone pass away in your family, or you have someone that passes away that means so much to you, and you're like, why did this have to happen? you know when my dad passed away, people told me to try counseling, and so I did. And the counselor that I had um, didn't really give the best advice. He was like, try try watching videos on how to deal with anger and grieving. But I wasn't angry. I was more angry that my dad is gone. Getting a phone call saying that your dad passed away, and trying to get up to go to school. It was hard, you know, and it's still hard for me, being 27 years old and still, dealing with this, still dealing with the whole grieving process. And then people saying that it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be fine. It's really not okay. Like, it's just not, you know. And the sad thing is, there's just a lot of people that don't really understand what you've been going through until they've been in your shoes. You know, my dad was always one of those people that never judged people because of the way they were. Um, he was a good person. My dad did construction. He was called a thermal insulator engineer, meaning that he helped like build buildings for Facebook, the headquarters. He did that. He helped build one of the high V's. He helped install fiber optic cables underground, which you have to be extremely careful. And, that was one of the things when I was a kid that I was wanting to do. It was construction. And now I can't, because it would be extremely hard for me, because I can't really walk that well. I have cerebral palsy, so a lot of that affects a lot of like my fine motor skills, and it affects like how I sit up and stand and just walk in general. And it's sad, when you're walking and all people do is just laugh at you like you're not there. I remember one time I went to Buffalo Wild Wings with a couple friends of mine. I think it was my birthday or something. And most of it was like we were going there, we were getting ready to go eat, and you know, a couple girls were walking by, and they're like, "Why is he walking like that?" You know, that's the thing that really bothers me. Is people will always come up to me and are like, "Why is he walking like that? Why is he the way he is?" I'll tell you, I'm handicapped. I It's hard for me to do a lot of things, you know? And that's why half the time I have my PlayStation and I play on my PlayStation, because that's just the way I am. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to really tell you, but you know, I've been through a lot over the years. And yeah, I do wish that it would change. But it can't, you know. My message for everybody that is watching this is to not let people judge you. Don't let people bully you and think that they're going to get away with it, because they don't. I thought when I was in high school that I wasn't going to graduate. I was going to drop out of high school because of how bad I was getting bullied. But then you know what I did? I said to myself, I said, hey, if I drop out of high school, that's not going to mean nothing. Just because people are bullying me doesn't mean that I need to go, hey, I'm going to quit and quit school. That's not what I did. So I kept going to school and being friends with people and going to classes. And then I graduated in May of 2017. Graduated. And I tried going to college. Probably not the best choice for me, but I tried it, right? I got bullied in college too by people. I had ice water dumped on me. Not the best thing, but that's what happened. Um, but college wasn't really the best. I hated it. So I dropped out. Wrote them a check, said, hey, sorry, it's not working. And before I actually, did all school and stuff, I worked at a cafe called Brick Street Books and Cafe. That used to be a cafe that I worked at, operating like the milk frother and the espresso machines, helping get food ready for people that were, eating breakfast or lunch. I helped a lot making the omelets and the breakfast sandwiches and the biscuits and gravy and all that. And it was a lot of fun. I had job coaches that loved to help people. And the fun thing is there was other people with disabilities like me that also worked there. And it was a lot of fun. But then a couple days after that, they closed because they weren't getting enough business. So they opened up a new restaurant called River to River Bakery. And that's where we got a lot of like our pies from. So we had like French silk, cherry, rhubarb. We got raspberry one time. Just a lot of different stuff. Scones. And now at the River to River, I think it's called Bakery and Cafe, where I used to live. They do scones, they do pies, they do breakfast sandwiches, they do pizza now. I love pizza. Um, they do a lot of different stuff. And I have learned a lot, from growing up that you never judge people. Just because someone is different doesn't mean that you judge them. Ever. And that's my message for people is if someone is going through something and you think bullying people is the answer, it's not the answer. Okay? Bullying people is only going to make it worse. Cyberbullying people, sending people death threats, threatening messages, telling someone that you're going to come to their house and beat the living crap out of them is not going to do anything. It's just going to make that person or persons more mad at you. And I don't want people to get angry. I don't want a World War IV going on. So just be happy. Tell yourself that you matter. There has been times in my life that I didn't think I mattered. Had ex-girlfriends that would make fun of me and tell me that I needed to go bury myself in a hole, telling me that I shouldn't be alive. Well, I'm here. So my message today is tell yourself that you're awesome and be cool. Subscribe me on my YouTube channel at Pure Bloods Reaper Divided. And I will upload more videos to kind of show you guys what's been going on. But always remember that you are awesome.